Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Triple H has reacted to the shocking end of the Solo Sikoa vs Jacob Fatu match at WWE Night of Champions. The bout saw a 6 feet 8 inches superstar make his debut for the company. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu clashed for the United States Championship at Night of Champions after weeks of animosity. The match saw multiple interferences as JC Mateo distracted the referee while Tongaloa made his return to attack the Samoan werewolf. However, that was not enough to keep the powerhouse down. Hikuleo then made his WWE debut to assist Solo and take out Jacob. Sikoa was able to pick up the victory in the end. Triple H reacted to the shocking turn of events with a short message on X. Hunter posted a picture of Solo Sikoa's new group, noting how the newly crowned champion got the work done. Hikuleo reportedly signed with WWE last year and was assigned to the NXT roster. However, he never officially made his debut for the brand. He was a part of New Japan Pro Wrestling from 2016 to 2024 and has also made appearances for TNA. The 6 feet 8 inches star is the adopted son of legendary wrestler Haku and half-brother of Tama Tonga. The roar of the WWE Universe still echoed through the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, long after the shocking main event that flipped the Friday Night SmackDown landscape upside down. In an ending that no one saw coming, Solo Sikoa, the enforcer of the bloodline, emerged with the United States Championship around his waist, but he didn't do it alone. A towering 6 foot 8 inch newcomer, whose identity WWE kept under wraps for weeks, made his earth-shaking debut, dismantling Solo's opponent in a moment that sent shockwaves through the entire roster. Hours later, Triple H, WWE's chief content officer, finally stepped in front of the cameras at the post-show press conference, a storm of questions waiting for him. His eyes betrayed a mixture of satisfaction and caution, the hallmark of a man who knows he just pulled off one of the year's biggest surprises, but understands the magnitude of the fallout that's about to rain down. Tonight, Triple H began, leaning into the mic. You saw something special. You saw a new era for the bloodline. You saw Solo Sikoa step into his own, and you saw a monster by his side. He paused, letting the reporters lean in. Jacob Fatu's arrival was huge, but this is different. The 6 foot 8 force you witnessed is here to change the game. His name is Ezekiel King, and believe me, there's a reason you've never heard that name until tonight. Rumors had swirled for weeks about WWE scouting for a new powerhouse to stand alongside Solo, especially with Roman Reigns still absent and whispers of cracks inside the bloodline's ranks. But no one expected Triple H to pull the trigger in such dramatic fashion, and certainly not during a championship match. Meanwhile, backstage, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf himself, was cornered by a throng of microphones. Fresh off his own destructive performance earlier in the night, he didn't hold back. "I told you all the bloodline was gonna be stronger than ever," Jacob said, sweat still dripping from his face. "You think Solo was gonna do this alone? Nah. We family. And now, we got Ezekiel King. 6 foot 8, 300 pounds of bad intentions. Y'all better get used to this. Bloodline business ain't done. It's only just starting." Many fans had worried that Jacob's arrival last month would overshadow Solo, or worse, that the two would clash for dominance. But tonight proved the opposite, a new alliance forged in destruction. Instead of dividing power, the cousins doubled it. Inside the arena, Solo Sikoa himself had stood over his defeated rival, Austin Theory, who never stood a chance once Ezekiel King stepped over the barricade like a living wrecking ball. One massive boot, one thunderous chokeslam through the announce table, the match was effectively over before Solo even hit the Samoan spike for the win. It was a statement to the WWE Universe. To any locker room leader who thought the bloodline was dead without Roman. To any contender eyeing the United States Championship as their path to glory. Triple H knew what people would say, that he was rebuilding the Reigns dynasty by force. In the press room, a reporter asked exactly that. "Is this Triple H clinging to the bloodline for ratings?" they challenged. Triple H chuckled, the way only the game can. "Look, you don't cling to something that's evolving," he fired back. "You build. You adapt. Roman Reigns put the bloodline on the map in this generation. Solo Sikoa's gonna keep it there, in his own way. And with Jacob and Ezekiel? This isn't the same bloodline. This is the next chapter. If that scares people in that locker room, good." Backstage, the tension was real. Several superstars were seen watching the replay on monitors, eyes wide, some shaking their heads. LA Knight, who has been circling the United States Championship for months, was overheard muttering, "Guess I gotta fight King Kong now." Social media erupted. Clips of Ezekiel King's debut trended within minutes. Fans debated everything from his unknown past to what his arrival means for Roman Reigns himself. Is the tribal chief threatened? Or is this part of his master plan? Does Solo truly lead, or is he still a pawn in Reigns' game? Triple H didn't have all the answers. But what he did have was momentum, the kind that sells out arenas and keeps fans glued to their screens. Before leaving the press room, Triple H dropped one final line. "You want stories? You want surprises? You want moments that make you get off your couch and scream? That's what tonight was. And trust me, we're just getting warmed up." As the lights dimmed on a historic SmackDown, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and Ezekiel King stood united in the hallway, flanked by Paul Heyman, who lurked in the shadows, phone glued to his ear, no doubt relaying everything to the absent tribal chief. Solo, holding the newly won United States Championship, stared straight into the camera lens, eyes cold, teeth gritted. "Run," he growled. Two simple words, a promise, not a threat. Word spread that Ezekiel King would appear next week to officially speak for the first time. Who is he? Where did he come from? How did he earn the Bloodline's trust? And how does Roman Reigns feel about someone new wearing the badge of enforcer while he sits out? One thing's certain, the Samoan dynasty is far from crumbling. If anything, tonight's debut made it clear, the island of relevancy just got a lot more dangerous. Outside the arena, fans lingered late into the night, chanting Solo's name, waving Bloodline signs high. They didn't know what the future held, but they knew they'd be watching when that first chord of the entrance theme hit next Friday. Because with Triple H pulling the strings, Jacob Fatu feasting on the competition, Solo Sikoa wearing gold, and a 6'8" beast guarding the gates,